Mary Celeste, the ghost ship's unsolved maritime mystery. Imagine a ship adrift in the vast Atlantic, its sails tattered, its deck eerily silent. No storm rages, no pirates lurk, yet the vessel is abandoned, a floating enigma with no trace of its crew. This is the Mary Celeste, a name that echoes through history as the ultimate ghost ship, a maritime mystery that has baffled sailors, scholars, and storytellers for over 150 years. In December 1872, this merchant brigantine was found deserted off the Azores, its cargo intact, its lifeboat gone, and its crew vanished without a whisper. What drove 10 souls to abandon a seaworthy ship? Was it a natural disaster, a human conspiracy, or something supernatural? Welcome to one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the sea, a true crime tale that will send shivers down your spine. Settle in, because we're setting sail into the haunting enigma of the Mary Celeste, where the waves hide secrets that may never surface. This isn't just a story of a disappearance site, a riddle wrapped in salt and shadow, a case that defies logic and invites wild speculation. For every clue we uncover, the mystery deepens, pulling us into a world of ghost ships and unanswered questions. Did the crew fall victim to mutiny, madness, or a force beyond our understanding? As we dive into this maritime mystery, I'll guide you through the eerie details of that fateful voyage, the evidence left behind, and the theories that range from the plausible to the paranormal. So, let's step aboard the Mary Celeste and follow the trail of a ghost ship that still sails in our imaginations. The Mary Celeste was a 282-ton brigantine built in 1861 in Nova Scotia, Canada, originally named the Amazon. She was a sturdy workhorse, designed for hauling cargo across the Atlantic. By 1872, she had a new name and a new owner, Captain Benjamin Briggs, a 37-year-old American sailor known for his discipline and piety. Briggs was a family man, bringing along his wife, Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, on what was meant to be a routine voyage. The crew of 4 Germans, 2 Americans, and a Dane were experienced sailors, handpicked for their reliability. On November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York City, bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol, a flammable industrial product. The ship was loaded, the weather fair, and the crew in high spirits. No one could have predicted the eerie fate awaiting them. The Mary Celeste's last log entry was dated November 25, 1872, at 5 a.m., placing her near Santa Maria Island in the Azores. The entry noted calm seas and a steady course, nothing unusual. But on December 5th, the British brigantine Dei Grazia, captained by David Morehouse, spotted a ship drifting erratically about 400 miles east of the Azores. As they approached, Morehouse recognized the Mary Celeste, a vessel he knew from New York. The ship's sails were partially set, some torn, and her rigging was tangled. No one responded to hails. Morehouse sent a boarding party, led by First Mate Oliver DeVoe, to investigate. What they found would cement the Mary Celeste legend as a ghost ship. The ship was deserted. The crew, Briggs, Sarah, and Sophia were gone. The lifeboat, a small yawl, was missing, along with the ship's papers, navigation instruments, and the captain's chronometer. The cargo of alcohol barrels was mostly intact, though 9 were later found empty. The hold contained 3 feet of water, more than usual, but not enough to sink her. The galley held ample food, 6 months' worth of provisions, untouched. Personal items told a haunting story. A sewing machine with an unfinished project, a child's toys scattered in the cabin, and a sword with possible bloodstains, though tests were inconclusive. The logbook lay open, its final entry serene. The crew's belongings, clothes, pipes, even money were left behind, as if they'd vanished mid-breath. The ship was seaworthy, with no signs of fire, piracy, or mutiny. DeVoe's team sailed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, where a British inquiry began, sparking a maritime mystery that endures. The Gibraltar inquiry, led by Solicitor General Frederick Flood, lasted 3 months, probing every detail. The De Grazia crew claimed salvage rights, hoping for a payout, but Flood suspected foul play. He grilled Morehouse and DeVoe, noting they'd dined with Briggs in New York days before the voyage. Was it a coincidence that the De Grazia found the Mary Celeste? Flood's theories ranged from mutiny to insurance fraud, but no evidence stuck. The alcohol cargo, valued at $35,000, was insured, but Briggs had no motive to fake a disappearance, was a co-owner with a bright future. The crew's wages were paid in advance, and their belongings suggested no plan to desert. The inquiry concluded no crime could be proven, awarding the De Grazia crew a modest salvage fee. The Mary Celeste sailed on under new owners, but her ghost ship reputation grew, fueled by sensational newspaper reports and, later, a fictional tale by Arthur Conan Doyle, who embellished the story with a cursed ship renamed Marie Celeste. So, what happened to the Mary Celeste crew? The disappearance of 10 people from Soundship has spawned countless theories as varied as the ocean itself. The most grounded explanation is a natural phenomenon tied to the cargo. Denatured alcohol, a mix of ethanol and methanol, can release flammable vapors if improperly sealed. If a barrel leaked, the crew might have feared an explosion, prompting them to open hatches and flee in the lifeboat. A sudden squall could have swept the lifeboat away, leaving the crew to drown in the Atlantic. The 9 empty barrels support this, though no fire or scorch marks were found. Alternatively, a water-spouted tornado over water could have struck, flooding the hold and panicking the crew into abandoning ship. Waterspouts were common in the region, and the tangled rigging fits this scenario. Yet the calm log entry and untouched provisions argue against a sudden storm. Another theory points to human error or panic. Briggs, though experienced, was new to carrying alcohol. If the ship's pumps failed to clear the hold's water, he might have feared sinking and ordered evacuation. The lifeboat could have been swamped or drifted beyond rescue. Some speculate the crew misjudged their position, believing land was near, only to find themselves lost at sea. The missing navigation tools support this, but Briggs' reputation as a cautious captain makes such a blunder unlikely. A more sinister idea is mutiny, sparked by the German crewmen, who made up the majority. Language barriers or tensions over the alcohol cargo, perhaps sampled illicitly cowled, have led to violence. The sword's possible bloodstains and the missing lifeboat fuel this, but no signs of a struggle or looted valuables were found, and the crew's personal items suggest they didn't plan to desert. For fans of true crime and unsolved mysteries, the darker theories are irresistible. Piracy was a possibility, though rare, in 1872. Pirates could have boarded, killed the crew, and taken a lifeboat, but why leave the valuable cargo and provisions? The De Grazia crew faced accusations of murdering Briggs' team for salvage money, but Morehouse had no motive. His payout was modest, and his crew's testimony held up. A conspiracy theory ties the disappearance to a smuggling scheme, with Briggs staging the abandonment to deliver contraband elsewhere. Yet his family's presence and his upright character debunk this. Some even suggest a rogue wave, a massive wall of water, swept the crew overboard, but the ship's stability and intact cargo make this improbable. Then there's the paranormal, With the Mary Celeste ghost ship, legend thrives. Some believe the ship was cursed from its early days as the Amazon, when it suffered collisions and a captain's death. A supernatural force ghosts, sea spirits, or Bermuda Triangle-like vortex could have driven the crew to madness, compelling them to flee. The Atlantic's vastness lends itself to eerie tales, and the untouched cabin, with a child's toys, feels haunted. Others propose a sea monster, like a giant squid, attacked the ship, dragging the crew to their doom. While fantastical, these ideas resonate with the 18 to 35 crowd, who love the chill of BuzzFeed Unsolved and true crime podcasts. The Mary Celeste's eerie perfectiono damage. No bodies feels like a scene from a horror story, inviting speculation of otherworldly forces. Modern investigations have shed some light, but not enough to solve the mystery. In 2002, maritime historian and McGregor analyzed the Mary Celeste logs and weather data, concluding that a faulty chronometer may have misled Briggs into thinking land was closer than it was. Combined with a leaking cargo, he might have evacuated prematurely. A 2006 experiment by National Geographic tested the explosion theory, igniting alcohol vapors in a replica hold. The blast left no marks, supporting the idea that a non-destructive fume buildup scared the crew. Yet these explanations don't account for the lifeboat's disappearance or the crew's failure to return. The ocean is vast, and wooden lifeboats leave no trace after weeks adrift. What do we know for sure? On or after November 25, 1872, the Mary Celeste's 10-person crew vanished, leaving a seaworthy ship with food, cargo, and personal belongings. No distress signal was sent, no bodies were found, and no definitive evidence points to a single cause. The ship sailed on until 1885, when it was deliberately wrecked in Haiti for insurance fraud, its ghost ship legacy already cemented. The Atlantic keeps its secrets, and the Mary Celeste remains a maritime mystery that defies resolution. For every theory natural, human, or supernatural, the counterarguments persist, keeping the case alive in our collective imagination. Why does the Mary Celeste fascinate us? It's more than a true crime, Casey. It's a snapshot of the unknown, a moment where history pauses and refuses to explain itself. The ship's eerie stillness, the child's toys, the open logbook theory details that feel personal, haunting, and universal. For young listeners, scrolling Reddit or binging true crime, the Mary Celeste is a perfect enigma, blending the thrill of adventure with the weight of loss. It challenges us to question what we know about the sea, about humanity, and about the forces that shape our world. So, what do you think happened to the Mary Celeste? Did a leaking cargo spark panic, sending the crew to their doom in a lifeboat? Was it mutiny, piracy, or a supernatural force that claimed 10 lives? The Mary Celeste remains the quintessential ghost ship, an unsolved mystery that haunts the seas and our minds. This maritime mystery, a true crime tale of disappearance and dread, reminds us that some stories are too deep to fathom, lost in the waves of time. I want to hear your theories. Drop them in the comments. What do you believe drove the Mary Celeste crew to vanish? Have you heard a detail or story I didn't mention? If you're hooked on ghost ships, maritime mysteries, and unsolved enigmas like I am, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell.